it's MekelKasanova coming at you with yet another banging video. In this video, I'm going to be doing a review for Violett for the Nintendo Switch, a game that originally released in 2010 on Steam and is now also on iOS and Android as well as a Nintendo Switch. Now, it's a point-and-click adventure game. It's got a unique narrative and it really does invoke the spirit of Alice in Wonderland. But we're going to see in this video what it's about is I'm going to go ahead and give you my review. So, let's go ahead and roll that intro.
Next generation of great. I'm the next generation of great. I'm the next generation of great. The next generation of great.
Violett is a point-and-click adventure that takes the foundation of Alice in Wonderland and throws in elements of its own identity. Originally released on Steam back in December 2013, Violett Remaster has been given a graphic overhaul and brought to the Nintendo Switch. It was developed by Forever Entertainment, who gave me a review copy of this game, a Polish game development company that has been creating games since 2010 for multiple platforms, including Android, iOS, PS Vita, and of course, Nintendo. Violett is a story about a rebellious teenage girl who is taken out of school and away from her friends by her parents as they move into a house in the deep woods. With her parents fighting below, Violett goes upstairs to her room and sulks about her present situation. She soon spies a hole in the wall where an ominous glow is emanating from. Violett reaches into the hole and pulls out a strange amulet. The amulet then transports her to a strange well full of strange and peculiar creatures. Violett then finds herself trapped in a cage, and after connecting with the fairy in the cage next to her, she develops telekinetic powers that allow her to escape. Violett then has to find the amulet that transported her to this weird world in hopes that it will take her back home. The other world is a mixture of miniaturized elements from her own home and a selection of weird creatures and contraptions. The Alice in Wonderland influences are very clear to see throughout, and with talking caterpillars, oversized teapots, and an evil queen to defeat, it is obvious what the feeling the developers wished to invoke was. There are other recognizable elements, such as a room of distorted staircases in an MC Escher style. Among others, the end result is honestly a disorienting mix of unusual locations and items, which creates an uneasy feeling and a sense of foreboding, which, hey, narrative sense, that can be very good. Violett is a 2.5D puzzle adventure that has been given a graphical facelift to fit in with the current generation of video games. With the 2.5D style of the game working quite well for the material, all characters are rendered as 3D models, whereas the backgrounds are all hand-drawn. Although it doesn't sound like a great mix, the style of the two meshes quite well, and the models certainly don't look out of place against the backdrops. The visual style complements the subject matter and is both otherworldly and creepy at the same time. It manages to possess that edge of menace that Lewis Carroll's stories also show, while also maintaining a magical charm. The music is suitable, unsettling, and helps add to the atmosphere. But the tracks are all quite short, and if you get stuck in one room, they will loop infinitely and can become grating. There are two methods of gameplay: controls and touchscreen. Being a point-and-click game, touchscreen seems to be a good option to go for when in handheld mode, yet the controls will be your only go-to when playing in TV mode. Character movement is controlled with the left joystick, and the cursor can be moved with the right joystick. The cursor will change form depending on where it is on the screen, be it footsteps, a hand, or an exit door, to name a few. Unfortunately, when playing in handheld mode, it is not easily changeable between touchscreen, and there can be a slight lag in between, and sometimes doing actions you don't necessarily want to do. The gameplay is very basic point and click, but is let down by a series of well, how should I say it? Poor choices, poor design choices. There is a good variety of inventory-based puzzles, mazes, and physical puzzles, such as sliding tiles, which keeps each screen fresh. One particular fun puzzle is a chain reaction that must be set up correctly. There are some inventive ideas, but the whole thing just doesn't interrelate greatly or sit well together. In the first scene, Violett comes into contact with a fairy, from whom she gains her telekinetic powers. This means that you don't have to walk around every scene in order to grab or use objects, which seems like a design choice made purely to simplify the game and reduce the amount of animations that have to be performed, and could, I'm just gonna say it could be considered a somewhat lazy choice. The game is very pretty, and it does offer some challenging puzzles. I did find the game taxing in some parts, and the hardest part of the game was trying to finish it, honestly. I don't think the game has much replay value. Once you get through the game, you probably will not want to visit it. I mean, it's kind of a one and done type of game. The story was weird, and it was confusing at times, and it didn't really provide enough plot to keep me personally hooked and engaged. The side characters had interesting designs and were fun to interact with. If you're into your point and click adventure games, I would recommend this, as you're going to enjoy it. If you're not really a fan, then I would stay away, as the frustration at times can be too much. Does this game get the Kasanova seal of approval? Yes, if you like point and click adventure games. No, if you don't. So, thank you for checking out this review. And that just about wraps up this video of Violett for the Nintendo Switch. Now, I did have a good time with it. There were some frustrating points. And if you're not a fan of point and click adventures, I can't really recommend this to you, because you won't enjoy it in the way that the developers intended you to. It does have its trying points. I'm not gonna lie about that. And not being able to use the touchscreen feature when, you can't use a touchscreen feature when it's docked. It's just, there's a learning curve, and if you're not willing to get with the learning curve, then you're gonna have a rough time with it. But it is a game that I think is really good. I did enjoy it. I just don't think it has much replay value. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Thank you to the developer for sending me the review code to review this game. Hey, if you're feeling adventurous, definitely pick this game up. I think the bulk of you will probably enjoy it. I did. I know my wife will enjoy it, and other people that I know personally would enjoy this game. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces, wow, and stay the elite.
Got the spotlight, girl, you demand all the attention. Starry-eyed, maybe I need a new prescription. I see you on top of me, I'm having visions. While you spin it around, I'm getting dizzy, baby. Drop and roll.